So for those of you who used the game plan on Friday, you should have had a phenomenal green day. I made it very, very clear in terms of one of our key levels to buy call options if you are seeing green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations at the gap 582, the gap that was waiting to fill below. If you're seeing those 30-minute candlestick confirmations, you're going to want to be buying call options as the SPY is going to have a gap close reversal and start to fill the gap that was waiting to fill above. So the SPY did end up bottoming at the key level. I told you in terms of to buy call options, one of the key levels was at 582.30. I'd explained very, very clearly, if you're seeing a green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmation at the gap, you can buy calls for a nice reversal. And then you can see right here, the same 30-minute candlestick ended up forming right here, and then it starts uptrend, then it starts to uptrend, along with the green, red, green in 2 hours of consolidation at the gap. So for those of you who use the gap close reversal trading strategy, you should have had a phenomenal green day on Friday. In terms of Friday, we ended up going 9 for 10. GROR had a 90% success rate with many multiple 100% profit returns on SPY options. In terms of the overall game plan that I have for you is going to be short, simple, and sweet. So in terms of the daily chart, you need to understand we are setting up for a very simple, predictable, lucrative trading opportunity heading into this week. And the main focus as of now, we're going to be taking this one day at a time, but the main focus is going to be buying call options. Based off of how the daily chart is setting up on the overall SPY, we are setting up from an overall macro swing trade point of view for a bullish recovery. We are setting up for a gap close reversal where the SPY, in terms of the overall pattern, you could see right here, it's the same exact pattern that ended up forming at 540. The SPY ended up having a gap up, and then once it came back down to fill this gap that was waiting to fill below at 540, it formed this green bullish daily candlestick. And then the overall trend from there was bullish, right? So if you compare this overall pattern right here to this overall pattern right here, you're going to see the same exact pattern is potentially going to be happening in a similar cycle. So in terms of the gap that was waiting to fill below, where I told you to buy calls, if you're seeing a green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmation, it was at 582. Once the SPY closed the gap, it began to have a reversal after those green bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations that I tell you to use to buy call options at our key levels. And it also formed that green, red, green 90-minute pattern that I tell you to use to buy call options at our overall levels. So surely enough, it had a reversal and the game plan worked out to an exact T. And right now, in terms of the daily chart, if you compare this daily chart foundation to the daily chart foundation that I just showed you right here, the daily candlesticks are nearly identical. And not only is the SPY having a reversal at this gap, meaning once it fills the gap, it's starting to have a reversal, but it's serving a greater purpose. And the greater purpose from a technical point of view is, SPY ended up gapping down, came back down, closed this gap. Now it's showing a confirmation on the daily chart that it's overall bullish from a more macro point of view. And we have gaps that are waiting to fill above. So there's a gap that's waiting to fill above at 610, and there's a gap that's waiting to fill above at 613. So not only did the SPY close the gap in reverse at the gap and form a bullish daily candlestick confirmation, but it also has gaps that are waiting to fill above. So the main focus is going to be to look for confirmations at our key levels of interest to be buying call options to take advantage of this overall potential macro trend where the SPY can be setting up for an overall bullish move throughout the next 1 to 2 weeks, where it's going to start to fill the gaps that are waiting to fill above, right? So it's reversing at the gap. Now it's going to try to fill the gaps that are waiting to fill above. So how could we take advantage of these overall opportunities from a day trading and a swing trading point of view in terms of the levels and the strategies? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down the 20-day, 30-minute chart, and I'm going to be explaining to you some of the strategies and some of the levels that I'm planning to use to capitalize on this overall bullish potential trend, right? So the main focus as of now is to be buying call options. Now, what I want to do is I want to quickly break down here the 20-day, 30-minute chart, right? So you can see right here in terms of key levels, a massive level is going to be this 589, 589.70, and 590. That overall zone is a massive zone. When that zone reacts to support, the SPY goes super bullish. So in terms of the oversold levels, where if the SPY starts to react bearish towards the previous closing price at 594, right? Because 594, that as well is going to be a major level. I mean, you could see right here in terms of 594, if it reacts as support, we can quickly go into the 600 range. If it reacts as a resistance level, we can quickly go into the 590 range, that 590. So in terms of the overall zone that I have for you, if previous closing price is reacting bearish, you can attempt puts in the morning heading into tomorrow. If you're seeing strong bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, you can attempt puts. But in terms of the overall weekly trend, the overall weekly trend is setting up for bullish. But if we see bearish reactions in terms of a day trade, you can try puts at the previous closing price. It's going to be make or break. Now, in terms of the oversold dip buying zones, where if the SPY is reacting bearish at the 594 level, these would be the oversold levels where we're planning to buy call options as long as we're getting the confirmations. Again, we're not blindly trading at these levels. We're using very strategic confirmations, and in terms of a solid foundation with our confirmations when we're day trading, it's the 30-minute chart. We look for very specific 30-minute candlestick patterns, 30-minute candlestick chart confirmations. So 590 to 589, 590, 589. And then the next zone below that, very unlikely that this zone hits, but the next zone below that is going to be towards this mid 586, right? So in terms of levels, 590, 589, even 588, right? And then in terms of the next zone, 586. Those are going to be the zones to buy call options. So when those levels hit, I'm just going to be patiently waiting for the right confirmation. And in terms of what the right confirmation looks like, just use the 30-minute chart. Go back throughout the past 10, 20 days on the 30-minute chart, look for patterns. How many times have I told you? When SPY hits a key level to buy calls, if you see green, red, green, if you're seeing a lot of consolidation, this is 2 hours of consolidation, green, red, green is going to start to spike, right? Buy calls after the green, red, green pattern forms. You're on calls on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick, right? And then in terms of just using history to repeat itself with the 30-minute patterns, this is a pattern right here. The SPY closed the gap. It formed this green pin, right? And then it started to uptrend for an hour. Well, it's at a more oversold level. It formed the same green wick right here as it did right here. Then it starts to uptrend. So capture trends, capture patterns using the 30-minute chart once our levels hit, right? In certain situations, based off the daily chart and other patterns with the 10, 20-day, 30-minute chart and levels, I'll be able to give you the exact levels where to just buy, but this is going to be more of a zone. 590, 589, 588, and then a lower level is 586. So I'm just going to be waiting, and when those levels hit, I just patiently wait for the right pattern, for the right opportunity with the deck, with the heart of cards that I have to take advantage of the overall bullish trend, right? So that's the game plan. If 594 reacts bearish, you can attempt puts and look for calls on the oversold dip buying levels, right? And in terms of swing trading, if we're getting a bearish day heading into tomorrow, I would literally just look to swing trade calls. If the SPY ends up closing bearish tomorrow, I would strongly consider swing trading call options, right? Now, in terms of this overall pattern, like I said, we are setting up bullish. So in terms of overall levels, if previous closing price is reacting bullish, this is what you need to understand. So in terms of where we're at, we're currently at 594. So like I said, man, if 594 reacts to support, we could start uptrending into this 598. 598 would be the next overall level, right? So from 594 to 598, that's the next level. If the 594 previous closing price reacts bullish, and like I said, I'm seeing patterns where it might drop first, so just keep this in mind. But once 594 decides to react as bullish, we're going to be buying call options. Next profit target is going to be 598, right? So the main game plan is that make or break previous closing price, and if it reacts bearish, buy puts, and then look for calls at the oversold levels. And you can even look to swing trade calls if SPY closes bearish towards oversold levels, right? If previous closing price is reacting bullish later into this week, we're going to be buying call options. Once that occurs, we're going to be riding this up into the 598 range. Next level above 598 is going to be 600. Next level above 600 is going to be 602 to 602.50. We are likely to see a pullback towards this 602.50 range. That'd be the breakdown retest, previous support to react as a resistance. You can also keep an eye on 598. That's going to be another make or break level, where once we start to break above, that's 602 to 600 could be an ideal range to buy puts and go short. Next levels above that, next level above 602 is going to be 603.50. Next level above 603.50 is going to be that 604.50. Next level above 604.50 is going to be that 606 to 607 range. Next level above that is going to be 610 to 613, right? So in terms of the main levels that we're planning to trade at, I already explained to you 586, 586, 588, 589, previous closing price. Keep an eye on 598 to 600 zone. But the true best levels to truly be trading at heading into tomorrow are going to simply be the previous closing price, and then if we go to the lower levels, the lower fucking levels, right? So we're going to be analyzing when that previous closing price reacts bearish, likely going to buy puts first. When it decides to react bullish, we'll buy calls on it, later on throughout the week when it decides to react bullish. And then oversold dip buying opportunities for calls. That's going to be the game plan. Very, very short, simple, and sweet. I gave you the ladder. So if one of the levels is reacting bearish on the ladder, you can try puts. If one of the levels is reacting bullish on the ladder, you can try calls. Just to understand, in terms of the ladder, it's not created equally. Some levels don't have a strategy or not very special or very, very small brackets in that overall sense. Like I said, man, just mainly focus on this 594, 598, 588 to 590 range and 586. Heading into tomorrow, that's the best fucking thing you can do, is just focus on that overall range and then just kind of tune out the overall noise and just focus on the right confirmations at that overall range. In terms of like the other prices into the ladder, that's more of like later into this week where we get more serious about that overall range. But based off of what I'm seeing, man, really going to be focused on that previous closing price, keeping my eyes on this 598, keep my eyes on this 590 to 589 to 588 zone, and then 586, right? And then if we react bearish on the overall daily chart pattern, then I'll be looking to a swing trade calls as well. I mean, you could even consider swing trading calls if we're not reacting bearish if you like. I mean, from an overall macro point of view, with the next 1 to 2 weeks, we're definitely setting up likely for a bullish move as of now, right? So in terms of break and retest levels, man, like the upper break and retest level would be this, the lower ones that kind of already played out, you could say, in a sense, where that 589 to 590 and 588, I'm telling you that 590 level is going to be fucking amazing for calls if the confirmation is there. Because again, I'm giving you multiple levels, so just wait for the confirmation. The confirmation is going to come in at one of the levels, right? If it reacts bearish, don't do anything. If it reacts bearish, what can happen is it can react bullish at an oversold level, and then and then later on, it can react bullish at the previous level where it reacted bearish, and then you can buy calls then, or you can buy calls at oversold level, or you can buy calls twice, right? So just keep that in mind. Just wait for the perfect confirmations. There's many zones, many fucking levels. Wait for the perfect confirmations, right? So that previous closing price, that 594 is going to be that overall break and retest. 594 strong break and retest. 590 right here. This resistance right here at 590, strong break and retest. Drop back down, look for calls. 594.60, once it reacts to support, I'm telling you, like, it's just the chart gives it away. 594.60, the big move is going to occur. Once it reacts bullish, we're going into the 598 range. If it reacts bearish, we're going into the oversold range, which is at 590 and below, buying fucking calls. Reacts fucking bullish, that's when we'll buy calls at upper level. Based off of what I'm seeing, it could react bearish first. But what matters is the confirmation as well, not just based off the past patterns that I'm seeing, right? So I'm telling you, man, the previous closing price is fucking everything. Bearish, we go to 590, calls at oversold levels. Bullish, you can try calls, but it's just a little bit best. The best situation would be if we crashed first and saw a bearish reaction to just buy puts and then buy calls at oversold levels. That's what I would prefer to happen. That's the best situation. It could be one of those situations where it reacts bearish first and then later into the week, we react bullish at 594, right? So it could be bearish first. Just understand that, this is make or break right now. And what I would prefer to happen is we drop first, calls at the oversold levels and puts first, right? And then calls at the higher level once it reacts bullish. But you just need to go into the market tomorrow being laser focused on this 594, because I'm telling you, it's everything. It's make or break. 594 is bullish, we go to 598. 594 is bearish, we go to 590, right? And then oversold levels, we're buying fucking calls. Oversold levels, you can even consider swing trading calls. So just focus on the previous closing price heading into tomorrow. Bearish reactions in on puts towards the open. Bullish reactions, be fucking careful in terms of the market open. Be very fucking careful. Like I said, the easy money would likely be puts it open first if it reacts bearish and then calls it the oversold opportunity. That's what I would prefer to happen. That doesn't mean it's going to happen like that way, which is why we need to see how the market reacts at the overall level. But just understand, a 4-point move is setting up to trigger heading into tomorrow at this 594 level, right? So just wait for the confirmation, and then you could take the opportunity if the confirmation's there. Or if you don't take the opportunity, the easiest play would just be to buy calls 590 or under with the bullish confirmations, right? So the easy money is to just buy the fucking calls below that 590 range. Once you're seeing 30-minute candlestick confirmations at the oversold levels, just buy the calls. That is where all the easy money is. It's going to be a little bit difficult to determine if previous closing price is reacting bullish or bearish. Based off the patterns I'm seeing, it could react bearish first. But if you get the confirmation, take the fucking play, right? You know, and it would be a little, if it reacts bullish, then we go to 598. And then that would be a little bit more difficult heading into tomorrow on what to do in terms of after that. But I'm telling you, 600, likely going to fucking drop. 600 to 602, I puts specifically for tomorrow. So that's the game plan. That's the information I have for you. Previous closing prices make or break, man. That's going to be the first trading opportunity. Second trading opportunity is 600 and above for potentially puts heading into tomorrow if previous closing price reacts bearish. If previous closing price reacts bullish. And another opportunity for calls is 590 and below if previous closing price reacts bearish. That's the overall game plan. And then just understand previous closing make or break, it could drop first. So in terms of the overall trades, man, like I said, we crushed it. If you want to join our group and surround yourself inside of our secured private organization, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. Big shout out to DF. He absolutely crushed it, man. 429% profit return on his Webull account since 2025. Absolutely crushing it. Like I said, man, inside of Team Roar, every single day, there's multiple 100% profit returns, and we have the highest win rate in the game, trading 0-to-8 hard money option contracts. We have members getting results non-fucking stop, man. Look at this. We had a member literally 1,200% profit return on SPX 5995 calls, man. Absolutely fucking crushing it, man. Look at that fucking trade, man. 30 into fucking 400. Imagine risking $30 fucking dollars on an SPX contract. You're risking $30 to make 400. It's the highest risk to reward ratio in the game. With that overall trade, $370 profit with a $30 investment. That's a good trade. That's a good risk to reward. That's a good investment. That means if you were to make 10 more trades at 30 cents a contract, you can lose 11. You can lose 11 in a row and you'll still be net fucking positive. So keep it the fuck up, man. Robinhood Gold is allowing people, to trade SPX contracts after 3:30 if you have Robinhood Gold. Just mentioning that, but like I said, we prefer and recommend Think or Swim by TD Ameritrade in terms of trading 0-to-8 farther money option contracts. That's who I use. Now, anyways, man, 52% profit return, absolutely crushing it within a single hour. Like I said, we went 9 for 10. G-Roar absolutely crushed it, man. He's been on fire, man, all last fucking week. It's just unlimited fucking winning and unlimited fucking printing, man. Absolutely fucking crushing it, man. Look at this. 1,400% profit return, man, on 5935 calls. Who do you know is making these type of gains on far out of the money 0-to-8 options, man? Literally risking $100 a contract to make $1,500. That's a 1,400% return, $1,400 overall profit on SPXW calls, man. Like I said, on Robinhood, you can literally use Robinhood Gold and trade SPX contracts now. So, after 3:30 p.m. So, with that being said, man, as you can see, the results and the gains are speaking for themselves. In terms of overall trades, we absolutely crushed it. In terms of tonight's video, I'm not going to be going all over all of this. Because these trades were made on overall Friday, right? The 0-to-8s are already gone. They're off the option chain in that sense. But anyways, in terms of the overall trades, we absolutely crushed it. We went like I said, 9 for fucking 10. It's just unlimited fucking winning and unlimited fucking printing, man. So with that being said, if you do want to join us, it's the first link down below within the description. You gain access to a real-time 0-to-8 options trade alert system. You gain access to a network of multi-millionaire traders. You gain access to a real-time 0-to-8 options trade alert system. In terms of our success rate, we go green 9 out of 10 days. So 9 out of 10 days, we're green. The percentage gains are always going to outweigh the percentage losses. In terms of some backgrounds to the system, we trade 0-to-8 option contracts and very far out of the money option contracts, very, very cheap, very low risk. These are the option quote prices moving in real time. Everything is alerted that we do in real time, right? Everything we're literally doing is alerted in real time with the full trade breakdown recap, right? So it's the first link down below in the description if you do want to trade alongside us and join us, right? And in terms of some background to the system, we buy cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts, 0-date options, and we put in our max risk per trade into the trade. So the most we put into the trade is our max risk per trade, right? So in that particular situation, if it goes to 0 and expires worthless, then the most we lose is what we put in, which is our max risk per trade. Could be a couple % of your account, right? A lot of traders who use R multiples, their stop loss takes them out and they lose their R multiple when they're stopped out. With us, we don't use a stop loss. So if the contracts expire worthless and go to 0 and the trade never goes green, then we lose on a trade. We have the entire day for the trade to go green, and it goes green way before it goes in the money, right? So when we are green and we're up 15%, we set a profit stop. A profit stop is going to ensure that we don't go green to red and we protect the overall profits. We move the profit stop up higher to ensure that we don't get back the bulk of our gains once the market has a pullback against our trade. We add to winners to increase the winnings. So there's this one thing you can do to increase your gains, right? By taking on extra risk. You can play it in a safe way by increasing your position size by quickly adding into a winner as the win is going within your favor. Because when we're right and we're up a small amount, like 10, 15, 20%, it tends to be multiple 100% profit returns. So with that being said, we quickly add to the winners when we're up a little bit and we set that profit stop to protect our new average cost and to protect our new risk within that overall trade. Because again, the most we risk is what we put in to that overall trade. But if you set a profit stop, it adds that extra layer of protection to protect your overall trade, where in a way, one small winning move in your favor, that profit stop is going to protect your new increased position size that is going to increase the overall wins and the overall gains, right? So it's one way where in a way you can increase your gains and in a safe way, increase your position size by quickly setting a profit stop. You just need that small winning move in your favor with a protected average cost, right? So I wanted to break that down to you. And like I said, man, there is no stop losses. Like I said, if you want to know if trading is for you or not, it's very simple, man. So I'm going to be very blunt about this. If you can't afford to risk $100 to make $1,400, then don't fucking trade, okay? This means with the $100 investment and a $1,400 gain, you can have 13 fucking losses in a row and still be fucking profitable. This is the strongest foundation where the win rate does not matter. If you are someone who wants a very high win rate, you're looking to rely on the highest win rate in the game. Like I said, we have it. We have the highest win rate in the game in terms of trading 0-date options. But if you're trying to optimize and rely on that, this is not for you. You need to understand, far out of the money 0-date options contracts allow you to be successful and profitable with the right system. A 1,000% win, a 1,400% win means you can have 13 100% losses in a row and still be profitable. If you're risking $100 on every single SPX trade, you can lose 13 SPX trades in a row. We make 1 or 2 SPX trades during the power hour trading session. They give you the biggest percentage gains. Every single fucking week, we're making 1,000% gains on SP fucking-X. So if you're making these kind of fucking gains, how can you go wrong? With the right risk management, with the right system, how can you go wrong? 1 to 2 SPX trades every single day, every single week, there's a 1,000% gain. How can you possibly fuck that up, man? It's like, I'm being very blunt about this because traders need to understand in terms of a system and a strong foundation, the win rate does not fucking matter. If you can make a 1,400% return in a single fucking week, you could be profitable with 13 fucking losses in a fucking row with a fucking less than 10% fucking win rate. So I'm trying to wake some people up because I told you every single fucking week, there's 1,000% gains inside of Team Roar. And they usually happen from 3:30 to 4 p.m. You're going to see, man, every single fucking week. So if there's 1,000% win a week, that means you could have 9 fucking losses in a row. So don't fucking overtrade. Preserve your fucking gains. Keep your fucking gains. Keep your fucking capital. And you can cash out as well towards the end of the week, man. Just being very blunt about that. Because the strongest foundation you can have as a trader is to be successful with a low win rate, right? That's what you need to understand, man. Because some people who think they're traders or who think they're fucking trading, they don't fucking get that. It doesn't fucking click. And the reason why it doesn't fucking click is because they're not making these fucking gains. If they traded SP fucking X and made a 1,400% return, they'd be like, oh shit, I just risked $100 to make fucking $1,400. That means I could make 13 fucking trades, and 13 trades during power hour will likely be the next 2 fucking weeks. 13 trades in 2 fucking weeks. I could lose all fucking 13. I'm still up net positive. Compound the account. Cash out within time. Be consistent. Power hour, 1000% gains. You're going to see once a week. Once a week at the bare minimum, we hit 1000% gains, but it's more than that. It's fucking crazy, man. Like 9 for fucking 10. It's like, dude, nobody's on our fucking level with trading 0 to 8 for our limited option contracts. There's not a single private organization that is consistently doing this on a regular fucking basis, man. I tell you, we have the same consistent faces and members coming back, getting fucking results, man. And it took DF a very long time to be able to achieve results like this, man. But he stuck with it, he saw it through, and he figured it out. And things take time, man. It takes time. So you can learn a lot and gain a lot from a secured private organization in a community alongside traders, especially led by multi-millionaire trader. And like I said, we have the highest win rate in the game. That goes both ways. Win rate with our trades and win rate from, green to red ratio. We go 9 for 10. Every single fucking 9 for 10. Every single time. Right? So within 2 weeks, there's literally only one overall red day out of the past 9 fucking trading business days, right? Within 2 weeks. So it's unlimited fucking winning. It's unlimited fucking printing. I really want to get that point across. I hope that makes sense, to you guys, that we really want people to understand, especially if they join our fucking community, that like with these type of gains, the win rate doesn't matter. So just trade during the right fucking time and manage your risk accordingly, right? If you have a smaller account, you have to be extremely fucking strategic with your smaller account. Like we say, for small accounts, the best time to trade is when you can do this, when you can risk $30 to make $400, because every single week you can do that. And when you put in $30 into those trades, it's not going to work out every single fucking time. But I told you, we have the highest win rate regardless. And when we hit, it hits fucking massive. 1000% gain, 9 losses in a row. Do we have many losses in a row? No. Do we have some losses? Yeah, we have some losses, but do we have a lot of losses in a row? No. And we have the biggest fucking wins in the fucking game. We have the highest win rate both fucking ways. So if you want fucking results and you want to optimize for something that's real and that works in like a strong foundation where you can be successful with a low win rate, because that's what trading should be about. It should be figuring out, how can I be successful with a low win rate? And then how can you increase your win rate being successful with a low win rate? Most people, they try to do it backwards. They try to figure out how to get a high win rate, but they don't understand that's not how the foundation works. The foundation is to figure out how to be successful with a low fucking win rate, right? The foundation of trading is to figure out how to be successful with a low win rate. And then once you have that foundation built, like, wow, I'm actually profitable with a low win rate, then you focus on increasing your win rate, because that's what's left to increase. Most traders start backwards. They focus on, okay, I need a high win rate. I need a high win rate. I need a high win rate. And they keep focusing on having a high win rate, but they don't realize their foundation is backwards. You can't work yourself backwards. You have to optimize for something that allows you to be successful with a low win rate. Then you try to increase your win rate, optimizing for that skill set. You see, that's what traders don't understand. Traders hop into many different things, and many different asset classes. Like, let's take in the money option contracts, for example. If you trade in the money option contracts, you pay more. If you pay more, you risk more. And if you buy something that costs more, the percentage gains will always be less. To make big percentage gains, you need to buy something that's cheap, something that's low risk. So if you can figure out how to be profitable buying something that's cheap and low risk, you have a foundation where you no longer need a high win rate, and then you could figure out how to be the best at that foundation and increase your fucking win rate. It is possible with this skill set to have an extremely high win rate. With far out of the money 0 to 8 option contracts, it is very possible. We're doing it. Not that we need to or fucking have to, but we're still doing it because we're the best at doing this. So I just want to really get that point across, because that's something that people don't understand. Being successful with a low win rate is the foundation to trading. There's asset classes out there that are not going to allow you to be successful with a low win rate because you're risking too much, you're paying too much, and the percentage gains are not fucking big. So I hope that fucking clicks, man, because I just wanted to bring that point across, man, because there's some people, they just genuinely don't understand that. And that's why they're so fixated on a high win rate, because they don't have a foundation that allows them to be successful without a high win rate, right? If you can be successful without a high win rate, wouldn't you want to figure out how to be successful without a high win rate? Then from there, you could figure out how to increase the win rate. There's certain trading styles, systems, and strategies where you cannot be successful unless you have a high win rate. And that is a weakness, and that is something I would never want to optimize for, right? This is why we focus on far out of the money option contracts, because these contracts offer the cheapest, lowest risk, and they have the biggest percentage gains. Far out of the money option contracts give you the most options when it comes to trading with real money within the stock market. Very, very cheap, very, very low risk. Great for small accounts, just one contract, $30 into fucking $370, right? $100 into $1,400, right? This allows you to risk less, to pay less, and make the biggest percentage gains. This allows you to remove the stop loss because the risk is so fucking low and the contracts are so fucking cheap that your max risk per trade is literally what you put into the contracts. So if they expire worthless and go to zero, that's what you lose, your R multiple. If it works out, you make the biggest percentage gains, right? So I want to get this point across, man, because you need to understand there's a lot of traders out there and they're focused on a high win rate and they're trading in a situation where they have no foundation to be successful without having a high win rate. With us, you're going to be doing the complete opposite. You're going to be in a situation where you're optimizing for a foundation where you can be successful with a low win rate. And then from there, you focus on increasing your win rate. I would just never choose to optimize for a system or a strategy where I would need a high win rate to be successful, because it just doesn't make fucking sense. If I can get good at something where I can have a strong foundation of having a low win rate but still being successful, then I'll just figure out how to increase my fucking win rate, and I'll take advantage of all the benefits that come with that foundation. Cheap, low risk, biggest percentage gains. Something that no other asset class is going to be offering. In the money option contracts cost a lot more, and they're not going to give you the biggest percentage gains. Stocks, shares, you're not going to be able to make any money on shares. You have to put in a fuck ton of money, and why would I want to put a fuck ton of money into shares when I can buy something that's cheap, low risk, and make the biggest percentage gains? Whatever I'm putting my money into, when I'm day trading, I want to make the biggest percentage gains. That's my fucking focus. And I want to be able to hold that trade without being stopped out. I don't want to get stopped out. Who the fuck wants to get stopped out? Why would I need to get stopped out when I have the entire day for the contracts to just go green or to go in the money for the biggest percentage gains? Right? And on your profit stop, you don't have to have your entire position size. You don't have to have your entire position size, as your overall profit stop. You can have a certain percentage of it, and then you can leave the rest to run as runners. So I just want to make this very valid point in terms of like our values and our focus and what we're optimizing for, right? So we've obviously mastered, far the money 0-day options contracts. And once you master that, you focus on increasing the win rate. And that's what we do. We're focused on having the highest win rate in the game, but we're also focused on having the best trading alert system that yields the biggest percentage gains on the trades. And to do that, sometimes you need to make a couple trades, a couple more than usual sometimes to hit those massive ones at times. It depends on the current market conditions, right? So I just wanted to bring that point across to you just so you fully understand in terms of like bringing awareness, in terms of like what it is that you are optimizing for. In terms of your trading style, are you optimizing for a foundation where you can actually be successful with a low win rate, or are you optimizing for a foundation where you need a high win rate to be successful? And if you need a high win rate to be successful, that also means that you're likely going to be taking bigger position sizes and using stop loss. So like I said, we're doing the complete opposite of what everybody else you do and know of is following, and it works. We have hundreds of traders who've been with us for nearly 2 years in terms of Team Roar, and we are absolutely fucking crushing it on a consistent basis, man. It's the first link down below within the description. Like I said, WAP, they just posted about us on their overall blog. If you go to the blog on wap.com, they just posted about our overall company as well, just explaining some background and some things that we do. It's on the WAP website as well in terms of the top 15 best options trading Discord servers, right? So if you want to join us, is the first link down below within the description. If there's one thing I can assure you, you will not find trades like this anywhere else. It does not exist. We're the best at our craft. We're the best at doing this. It's very disruptive. And you're going to see, man, there's a reason why 90% of our customers choose to stay with us, because this gets results. Our format works. And people want to optimize for this type of system, man. This is a great system to optimize, to learn from, to grow from, and to find out if it's for you. It takes time, man. You know, we've had members in here. We have a member in here who's getting 400% returns this year already. He's up 400% on his account. And I'm telling you, it took him a long time to get there. A lot of people would have given up. But, you know, people persevere. They see it through. They stick with it. They find their edge. They find their craft. You know, people figure it out, man. I'm telling you, open up your third eye. Having the heart of cards, intuition, like there's a lot to trading, man. It takes time to figure out. You can't just hop into a community or into a trade alerts and just expect to be successful off the bat, man. Like think about how long it takes for the people managing these communities, for the people giving out the alerts to get to that level. It takes them a very, very long time, and it's not easy. And we genuinely do our absolute best in terms of giving the best trade alerts and the best trade alert system. And like I'm telling you, there's nothing else out there like this. So is the first link down below in the description. If you want to join us and trade alongside us, we're going to absolutely crush it heading to tomorrow. It's going to be a phenomenal day to be trading with tomorrow.